they are. The strike declared by the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, scheduled to begin today, is already threatening to disrupt services across federal and state-owned hospitals nationwide. Resident doctors in Nigeria have spent a cumulative 51 days on strike since the administration of President Bola Tinubu began, a development that raises fresh concerns over the government's ability to sustain agreements with health workers. The figure, which includes two major strikes and a warning action between 2023 and 2025, comes as doctors once again announced plans to down tools starting from today over unpaid allowances and policy reversals. The immediate trigger for the new strike is the federal government's reported decision to alter the implementation of the revised professional allowance table, a key component of an agreement reached after the strike in 2025. The federal government has proposed 135.22 billion naira in the 2026 budget for what is described as electoral adjudication and post-election provision, pointing to a fresh multi-billion naira commitment to managing disputes and obligations that typically fuel Nigeria's elections. The provision was contained in the House of Representatives Order Paper for March 31, 2026, which carried the report on the 2026 Appropriation Bill. Allocation captured under the service-wide votes, a centrally managed pool of funds used by the federal government to finance obligations not tied to a specific ministry, department, or agency. Service-wide votes are widely regarded as the government's contingency or general purpose fund within the budget. It has been described as a central provision used to cover expenditures that cut across multiple agencies, including unforeseen obligations, national commitments, and liabilities that cannot be easily assigned to a single institution. The Director General of the African Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. John Kaseya, has announced the appointment of former Vice President Yemi Osinbajo as Senior Strategic Advisor. The move is expected to bolster the continent's push for a stronger health system and greater self-reliance. In a statement, the Director General said Osinbajo's appointment comes at a critical moment for Africa's health sector as countries continue to confront the lingering effects of recent pandemics, recurring disease outbreaks, and structural weaknesses in public health infrastructure. The DG added that the appointment underscored the agency's commitment to strengthening Africa's collective voice in global health governance. The Chief Executive Officer of Air Peace Airline, Alan Ujema, has praised the Ogun State government for delivering a world-class aviation facility. He described the airport as one of the best equipped in sub-Saharan Africa. Ujema emphasized that the airport's infrastructure meets global standards and highlighted its 4-kilometer runway capable of accommodating large aircraft such as the Airbus A380. He gave the commendation during an interview with journalists after inspecting the airport facilities in the company of Governor Dapo Abiodun following the official commissioning by President Bola Tinubu.
The young governor of this state, Prince Dapo Abiodun, has done, His Excellency, is unimaginable. This is about one of the best, if not the best airport in sub-Saharan Africa. And it's not just building. It has everything you can think of that makes an airport an airport. Just the same thing, not better than what you find in the Western world. I'm in aviation. I've been there for quite some time now, and I know what I'm talking about. This is one of the best highly infrastructured airports in the entire sub-Saharan Africa.
Air Peace Limited plans to deploy its Boeing 777 fleet for the London route from the airport, revealing that he had received approval from the Minister of Aviation to proceed with the operations, describing the project as a national asset rather than a purely state initiative. Laughter filled the air as children ran excitedly across a recreational park while parents watched on, capturing moments and sharing in the joy of the Easter holiday. Scenes like this were played out across Abeokuta as families and individuals trooped to fun sports to relax, unwind and celebrate the season. In this special report, Testimony Komolafe captures how Nigerians made the most of the Easter celebration.
Easter is widely celebrated across the world, symbolizing joy, renewal, and togetherness. During this period, many people take time off their busy schedules to visit recreational centers. For many, it is a time to reconnect with loved ones, strengthen family bonds, and create lasting memories.
It's a time we all look forward to because it affords us the opportunity for people to come together, people you've seen for long, families that you have not met for a very long time. It makes us to bind together and to share things in common. You see us eating, drinking, making merriment together. So it's a time that everybody look forward to having.
This time around, this gathering will promote family bond in the sense that they are going to inherit things in the nearest future. And if you don't give time for them to develop them, definitely we will not have a better future because they are the greater tomorrow.
These children begin to know one another, share ideas, and then there will also be room to learn the word of God together. It's not all about eating and drinking, dancing. It's time to do all that, but we will put in opportunity for them to also learn the same things together, particularly about Jesus who died.
Children also expressed excitement at being part of the celebration, with some describing visits to fun sports as one of the highlights of the season.
I thank God that I'm alive now. Some of my mates, they are 6 feet under the ground. And I thank God I'm not dead. I thank God I'm alive and I'm healthy.
I have to say a very big thank you to them for bringing me here. It's a lovely place. A place I would like to come more often.
Even in this Easter season of 2026, popular locations in Abeokuta are witnessing a significant turnout as residents and visitors from neighboring states gather to enjoy the holiday. Testimony Komolafe, OGTV News.
The Speaker of the Kebbi State House of Assembly, Mohammed Umar Usman Zul, has passed away in an Egyptian hospital where he had been receiving treatment for an undisclosed illness. Zul died on Monday night after a period of ill health. Sources close to the Kebbi State government confirmed his passing. The details about the nature of his illness remain limited. The late Speaker, who represented Zulu constituency, was widely regarded as a seasoned lawmaker and a key figure in the state's legislative arm. Further announcements regarding funeral arrangements are expected from both the family and state authorities. May so rest in peace. And now to the foreign scene. U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to take out Iran in one night if it fails to make a deal before the deadline set for Tehran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global supply route. Trump's deadline for an acceptable deal, one that includes the free flow of energy through the Gulf, is set for 8 p.m. Washington, D.C. time today. Trump said at a White House news conference that he believed reasonable leaders in Iran were negotiating in good faith, but the outcome remained uncertain. Iran has rejected proposals for a temporary ceasefire, instead calling for a permanent end to the conflict and the lifting of sanctions.
Participating in Operation Epic Fury, where we're doing unbelievably well, well at a level that nobody's ever seen before. The entire country can be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night.
U.S. President Donald Trump. And now moving to sports. Mikel Arteta has urged Arsenal to embrace the pain of recent defeats and use it as motivation ahead of their crucial Champions League clash with Sporting CP. The Gunners head into the quarter-final under mounting pressure after back-to-back losses, including a disappointing result against Southampton. Despite the setback, Arteta insisted his side remained focused and determined to respond on the European stage. Arsenal have enjoyed a strong campaign overall, competing at the highest level domestically and in Europe. But their recent setbacks have exposed vulnerabilities that could prove costly if not addressed quickly. And as we end the news, let us remind you, today's accomplishments were yesterday's impossibilities. And that's the media news. Thank you so much for watching. Yoruba Version comes up next.